Hello, this is Mark with Not Square Design, Butte, Montana, and I've got some information that was sent out last night to the people who are putting together the stone, I guess, for this project. So I thought I'd put together just kind of a little 3D view of where the stone exactly is at. So one nice thing about working with this 3D model is I can really evaluate everything. In fact, my framing is probably the best framed plan I've ever done. I'm finding stuff in here I would have just never found in 2D. So, stone goes underneath the windows. There is a cap, and that needs to be discussed with the owner, what kind of cap you're going to use. I'd like some detailing on what you're going to be using for like weep screed and even the detailing for the application. So I really like the company MTI Dry. Makes great weep screed products. I can get you information on that line of products. I haven't seen anything close, but so here around this area, I certainly don't want to be above where my framing occurs, and I've turned on the framing in here so we can see there's my joist level, and so if I come out at that level, you can see that my stone is below that. So this is probably somewhat accurate because we're going to be sloping away to get down to this front porch out here. And then these are concrete. It's a concrete porch. So be some compacted fill and whatnot, but there's 4 square pieces, so don't mistake that for stone. Oops, this one's not shown. Let me correct that pretty quick and grab that guy, make a copy of him, and let's reflect it about the front door. There we go, right there. So that should make this appear correct over here. So the stone stops there too. Now in the rest of the columns, they are going to go down to grade. So look more at the AutoCAD drawing than at the model for where the grade is at, because I'm just not going to be finishing out the grade until the model is correct. It's hard to move with as much grade information as I do have for this lot. Being able to rotate around the model and move slowly is difficult. So in the covered porch area, there's no stone around this edge, but I'm interested in carrying the stone from corners on back to where it intersects a wall. That gives us a good appearance that even though we're going to be placing a veneer, makes it look more realistic than having it stop, say, at a face right here. Then you can see the edge of it, and I've just never liked that look. In this case, we're going to go all the way back, certainly, and then I showed it returning over to this, the den wall, that 45-degree angle wall. That could be discussed with the clients if they want to do it with that extra return there or not. And then, like I said, these are not going to be all the way down, and the driveway is going to be coming right out of these doors here and then come out quite straight. So the stone down here is more than likely going to be at least halfway covered up and then may taper up to the drive and then back down, because we're going to need a nice gentle taper to get out to that stair. And I've tried to reflect that the best I could on the AutoCAD drawings so as not to be confusing. Over here, I've moved things a little bit. I know we have our flying compressor. I don't know if we're going to have any exterior compressors, but it kind of shows that this is where I anticipate grade being somewhere around this area. and then it's going to taper away from the building. Now, will it be aggressive enough that this bulkhead door will remain this low, or am I going to have to raise it up? So right now, I could go either way, as I know that grade's there, but that's just because I haven't told it to trim it back yet. But I'm more worried about these stairs. And then the concrete up there is just part of the block where I got that bulkhead door off a 3D website. And it came with, I don't know, I'd have to explode it, remodel it, come up with a new block, and it's just not necessary. So bulkhead door there, and then some sort of pad out here. Whether that gets raised up a little bit or not, I anticipate it probably will come up some, but because I've got to get up to a reasonable height over at this back porch, at least to say 10 feet away. So what you see in the AutoCAD drawing was the line drawn 10 feet out, 6 inches down, which is minimal code. So we have to be 6 inches down at 10 feet away and a continuous slope away from the home over that distance. That's a code minimum, and that'll be off any area of the house. So in all directions, it needs to come out 10, down 6, and that's your minimum slope. In a lot of cases, we'll have more than that as we're trying to get out to a certain area, such as the bottom of this bulkhead, or we can raise the bulkhead up a little bit. So the flying porch, obviously not there. So when I send over the Excel files to show that have this stone in there, just be cognizant of what it's telling you. Is it square footage? Is it cubic footage? If it's cubic footage, then it's going to include the depth that I told it to use to model this, which is to make it look great. But of course, the stone itself is a thin veneer, may not be that thick, and a lot of it may be made up of the different materials that are behind it, such as the weep screed and such. So if I come into the stone, I have simply got stone. This is the weep screed that I used from MTI Dry, and then got a board and batten. It looks like just a solid board, but it's not. And then 2 layers of insulation, and then we go on into the room itself. So that's how that's built for the model. So if you have any further questions, please give me a call. That's Mark at Naughty Studios, or sorry, that's my email address, mark@naughtystudios.com. It's KNOTTY, like knots of wood. And then you can also get a hold of me through my website, which is notsquare.us, and that's KNOT again with the K out front. So any questions you have to push towards me, feel free to do so. Looks like I got a little reframe to do right there. There's a piece of my wood that holds the fiberglass in place showing through. I got to figure out how to get this to go up in there too. But nonetheless, those are my framing issues. This was all about getting you guys the stone information that you needed. And again, feel free to give me a call. Thank you. Bye.